Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grandma's favorite grandson, aka the Bearded Wonder, aka the Pod Boss, aka Pod's Gift, aka Mr. Moore, aka an HBCU. Pinkies up. And we're back with another wonderful episode of the Toxicology Report with my man.
Tell the people you're a Diddy sympathizer.
Tarkarians, baby.
We're gonna get to that. We're definitely gonna get to that.
Tell them.
But we'll get there as soon as you tell them the people who you are.
Tell them all hail Diddy.
Hey, yo, it's not gonna do that. Who are you, sir? Man in the yellow hat.
I had a really good AKA the other day, and I gotta really start writing these things down because I always forget when I get good stuff.
And I made the shirt too from your saying, so go buy that shirt, sir.
What shirt?
Dad in the streets, Daddy in the sheets. So
I know it's a good shirt
and a hoodie, so you can start promoting that.
That's why I didn't make one yet because I know you made them. Anyway, it's your boy Santa Claus. I deliver more packages to your girl than you do. That's where I'm at.
Boom, 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 boom. That was bad, bro.
Nope, that's all I got.
How you gonna hit us with the dad and that dope ass one a month ago, and then come back and it's like
Santa Claus.
Anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm great.
Yeah. Yeah, got my place of employment petrified. Yeah.
I talked to them a couple times.
I bet you did. Like,
did. She was wrong. Your angry looking boss lady called me apologizing.
Yep, she does that. She does that.
She did. Saying she was sorry, she was wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I was there to hear it.
She invited me in. She was like, "You can come on in, talk to me."
That's all she needs to see, that me and you know each other.
She was like, "Oh man,
yep,
can't tell this guy anything."
Exactly. Like keep George out the office.
Yep.
Oh man, so I'm gonna start off with something light because I know where the other one's gonna go. I already know where you're going to take the other one. So, do you know who Cheryl Lee Ralph is?
No.
She is the mom on Moesha. Ring a bell?
Okay.
So, she's been married for 20 years, right? And they asked her, what is the secret of a long-lasting marriage? And she said, we don't live together.
That's a great secret.
Right? But just breaking this week, her and her husband are moving in together after being married for 20 years.
That's because they're so old now. They ain't got shit else to do. Like they've done their. That's what it is. Like they ran their stuff. They did their thing, and whatever they had going on the side, whatever. And now they're like, hey, we're at that age, time to settle down.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, she was all right growing up. Like,
yeah, she all right.
Yeah, she was all right. No, she was like when she was young, she was all right. She was one of the ones when she was younger. Now I don't look at her like that because she plays like mom.
She probably bald headed as shit.
Nah, she got all that hair. She got that hair on her head.
That shit ain't real. Come on, tell me
that top. Yeah, that top part ain't real, but she still got hair on her head though.
I'm sure she does, but if she got a little ponytail that's about an inch long, she bald headed.
Bro, she's not out here, screaming alopecia and don't have alopecia like somebody else we know.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Somebody told me she had hair plugs. I'm like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works at all.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like she don't have alopecia.
Why should she just not get it tattooed on at this point?
Yeah, she grew her hair out, combed it forward. She ain't got alopecia. I've seen people with alopecia. She ain't got it. But anyway.
Your best friend has it.
He's not my best friend. One, he's your wife's best friend. That's who that is.
She ain't friends with him no more.
Yeah. If y'all didn't know, best friend got married recently to a chocolate woman. How's married life doing for you, man?
Down with the brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the Holly Berry juice flowing every night.
Yeah. And y'all don't live together.
And we don't live together, yeah.
So see how that works out? See how you put all the stories together, people?
She out there doing her own thing, you know?
Uh-huh.
Running in the streets, getting fed.
Okay, yeah. Yep, somebody's definitely feeding her. She was just in New York, too. She was just in New York without you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You was at work. I know you was at work.
Taking phone calls from your boss.
Yep. So how do you feel about that? She in New York while you're at work?
Hey, she's allowed to do what she wants.
Okay.
She a grown, black, strong woman.
I like
Independent, strong black woman.
So how long y'all gonna be in separate houses?
Until I get done running and doing my dirt.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Speaking of dirt, a lot of people's dirt it came out this week or this month and a half going on. Started with Diddy, and Cassie, and then everybody dirt started coming out. So where you want to start?
You know what rhymes with Diddy?
What's that?
Fitty.
Titty. Apparently he's touching.
You can't say titty around Diddy.
Yeah, apparently he touching everybody titty.
Underage titties.
Yeah, if you have a man titty, a woman titty, everybody titty getting touched.
3 a.m. titties, he calling you. 3 a.m.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go here first. Cause you know me, I'm good, kind-hearted.
Well, why you're getting ready to defend him and be a sympathizer?
No. Everybody, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Bro, you paid $50 million or whatever it was. That's enough guilt for me.
Oh my gosh, he owed her that anyway, man.
Bro, if I'm not, I'll give you $1 million or $2 million just to make you shut up and go away. But if you're giving 50, that screams like, hey, I'm guilty as shit. Don't ever say anything.
Or she has a great lawyer who know how to get more money.
Bro, $60 million?
Pain, sympathy. You know how they do that when you get into the courtroom.
Bro.
Like you can get hurt, go to the hospital. The hospital bill is $20,000. The lawyer's gonna get you $100,000 for sympathy and pain and all that.
Did you see the episode where the lady was like, one of my FBI agents was killed, and Tommy was like, my sympathies and apologies go out to him. All sarcastic.
Yeah.
If I'm Diddy, I'd be like, you're injured, you're hurt, your mental shut. My sympathies and apologies go out to you.
But he's already looked at as a bad guy. So
I would have sent her some Boston Market.
If you did that, it would have been even worse for him.
She could have got some rotisserie chicken on me. I would have sent her some mashed potatoes, some yams, greens, whatever she wanted. Like, hey, enjoy this meal on me, stress free.
So, for those who don't know, Diddy has been recently.
And if you don't know, you're living under a rock. Like,
yeah,
where are you living
absolutely. Aside from the Cassie stuff and the Diddy parties and all that, the new thing is he is being accused of allegedly gang raping an individual,
17-year-old.
Yeah. So, and I say allegedly because I wasn't there and nothing was proven. This is just all. Yeah. This is all in the court.
Speculation, hearsay.
It's all in the court documents that's about to come and hit him in the face. So, I wasn't there. Best friend wasn't there, but best friend said he did it. So
here's my thing. So I guess like Mace is being accused of doing something, back in the day.
Anybody that was around him is being accused of something.
But you know who's not defending him?
Who?
Mace, Mary J, anybody in Bad Boy. Nobody's come out and said, this isn't his character. This isn't who he is. This isn't that. Usher came out and said when he was like 15 that Mary put it on him.
Mm-hmm.
When they were hanging around the Bad Boy stuff.
That's why they're not saying that, because they all got cases themselves.
They all
got
figure their shit out. They can't. Yep. They're like, what can I do? He's going to take the bullets, and we got to figure out what our game plan is after he gets hit.
Yeah, and make sure he don't tell.
Like, how do you get into that lifestyle? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you go from?
That is a taught trait. Like when he was an intern and he started moving up, those people that he was looking up to that was higher up taught him how to do that. So when they got out the way, he started doing that.
Yeah, it's like.
And this is why you don't shit on people too. This is why you don't shit on people.
Yeah,
he's been shitting on a whole lot of people, so there's no one here to defend him now.
Yep, he did a lot of people wrong, and like his number one supporter, Fitty, is going to put out here and do this whole little documentary on him and blow the cover off of this thing.
Bruh.
And it's going to be because of him. Diddy goes to jail.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah,
so does that make 50 a snitch?
Yes.
If he does a documentary and then Diddy goes to jail?
Yeah. He has no dog in the fight. He has no dog in the fight. So what is he doing?
He has no dog in the fight with the Rick Ross beef he just created.
But they've been beefing. That's just something that's not new. But he is literally making memes and shit about Diddy. That's
every day.
Right. That's nothing for him to do. He need to be worried about other shit. But
so I watched. I didn't watch. I saw a clip of a pod or whatever it was, and they said, "Look, this man when he came out, 50 was deliberate in attacking everybody because he was just trying to get notoriety, and he's just trying to get like, hey, I'm gonna throw something at somebody, get something to stick, and make some money off of a beef or whatever." But now the older 50 is again, like you said, what dog does he got in a fight? What does he have against Diddy right now or on Diddy that's making him come out and attack him? Because before this came out, there was no memes, nothing going toward Diddy. There was no comments saying, hey, we got to hit him beef or whatever. Now all of a sudden, I think 50 knows something or knows more or has something.
Either he knows something or he's deflecting from himself.
He gonna put something in the documentary that only he knows that it's gonna blow people's minds.
But what? So this is why I tell you all the time. Like, why now are people upset? Like we knew this 20 years ago that he was a weirdo.
That's the same thing that we had a conversation about Bill Cosby and what's the white dude's name? Feinstein, Harry, whatever his name is.
Weinstein,
Weinstein, whatever. Like, why now? Like, nobody was upset when Feinstein got you 15 Grammy Awards and put you in all these movies. Right. And one person gets upset and you're like, oh, I knew he was a bad guy, but he got me 15 Grammys, so.
Right. And so and then this is another thing. The people that are coming out that said they were around Diddy when all this stuff happened, don't we look at them weird too? Like, motherfucker, you watched him do this and didn't say shit?
Look, if you were with that man back then, he was with Biggie, Junior Mafia, everybody, 24/7. They were nonstop. There's been Little C said back when they were beefing with Pac that Pac was walking down the street in New York and they're like, yo, there's Pac right there, invite him on up. That's when he got shot that night. And Diddy was up there, whatever. Like, they were all in the room together and like doing whatever. So again, you were with somebody 24/7. You know something,
right? Like, because I think Kim was in high school when she met Big. You know what I'm saying? Lil Steez was in high school. Like, all them, he was around little people. I'm
willing to bet you that Kim comes out at some point against Diddy with this.
And I will promise you, if Kim comes out and says something about Diddy, then I'm all on the train with you. I'm riding the train. I'll buy the ticket because she's the closest one that would know anything.
Because she was sucking and fucking whatever with him. She was doing the whole crew.
Right.
So she knows more than anybody what was going on.
So this is Diddy's statement after the gang rape allegations. I think he just got fucking fed up after this. He was tired of you. He said, for the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, best friend. Destroy my reputation and my legacy, best friend. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Cassie, let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Sean Diddy Combs. Enough is enough.
Why didn't he sign a Brother Love?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he didn't write that. I'm thinking somebody on the staff wrote that because he's not Diddy anymore. So
the crazy thing is what he needs to think about is when he goes away, somebody is going to pull his daughters in these rooms and take advantage of them and do something to them while he's sitting there. And he can say, I got all this money. I got people on the outside. Look at Suge Knight. Suge Knight used to spend $250,000 on lunch and had all this money, and look what he's doing now. Yeah. He got a podcast going.
Yeah.
He ain't feared after that one dude knocked him out. He ain't feared.
That's why he had to run the other dude over, because nobody's scared of him. So
that's because he can't fight.
No, not at all.
Big bald-headed fat guys with beards can't fight.
Glad I ain't fat. But yeah, man. I'm you know me. I'm that let it all play out kind of person. You know what I mean? And if I make decisions that I made in my past, I would have went to law school and take it to the court. And if he walks in the court and the jury says not guilty, I have no choice but to be like, you know what? He didn't get caught for this one. That's it. So
would we have thought that same thing about R. Kelly if they said not guilty?
Yeah.
Because we would have been like, come on, bro. We do the same thing with OJ. OJ's not guilty, and we all know OJ did it.
Actually, I've been watching a lot of videos.
If the glove don't fit,
I don't think OJ did it now. I've seen a lot of videos. Yeah, I think it's the son too. But
OJ just took the rap. No,
but Kel's is different. Like, because we
weren't there. We weren't there. We didn't see anything.
We saw the tape. Like all that shit in the documentary, we didn't see. No, but we did see him in the tape with the young lady. We all saw the child porn. That's what it was. Okay, that's actual evidence of us seeing it. Usher, Exhibit, and everybody talking about Diddy parties are wild. That's all hearsay. I can say my birthday parties are wild too. You weren't there, so you can't be like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like something happened to me. But that's all hearsay at this point until somebody steps up that's credible. Because right now it's just all words from lawyers. My client did this and my client did that. And then the blogs is like, oh, such and such said this. That's just like Usher having herpes. We don't know Usher have herpes or not.
I don't want to find out.
See what I'm saying?
I don't want to see it.
So with that, Russell Simmons, it's another person. He had to flee the country because of all the allegations he went through.
Bro, she was definitely underage.
She was, but the other allegations after that.
I'm about to say, because that's not an allegation. She was underage. That's facts.
Yeah, that's absolutely facts. But this is what he had to say about what's happening to him.
Took 9 lie detector tests. People don't know that. 9 separate. 7 from the chairman of the Polygraph Association. 1 for each of the serious accusations. 1 for when someone said, for instance, I was violent. One person said that. I've never been violent. Took that. And 1 for I apologize. I never apologized about assaulting anyone. But if 2 people say it, because one said it and me too, and the second person said it, then I took a test for it. 3 hours per test by 2 polygraph examiners. 1 that I've never done this to anyone and 1 I've never done to each individual. Some people say that they're not accurate. But if they're 94% accurate, I did 9 of them. It's pretty clear that I don't believe it. I even asked what if I believe it, but it's not true? He said, your subconscious will get you. I said, I don't know how true that is, but that's what was told to me by the chairman of the Polygraph Association. He was filmed, by the way, talking about this. So there's footage available. No one in the mainstream would cover that.
Why do you think that is?
There's a narrative.
Which is what?
That we don't want to go backwards. We want to believe women. But women and celebrities may be in some cases a little different. But we don't want to not believe women. We have to believe women. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we can't demonize people without proof either. Twitter cannot make a decision. I've never spoken to a policeman. I've never spoken to a judge about anything. So who's the judge and the jury here? Maybe you haven't lived in the real world. It's gray. No one's intentionally hurt anybody. It's a big difference. No one pushed anybody, and being pushy is different from pushing someone. It's very gray.
Rape is a strong allegation, and some of these stories were that you pinned women down. I mean, like bad stuff, either happened or it didn't, right?
Yeah, it's a serious word, but I think they've changed the meaning.
How so?
Because I've never been violent to anybody. The rape is a violent crime. So it is a very serious. Somebody jumps out of bushes and rapes somebody. It's different, I think. So it's a different kind of recollection. I mean, so I don't think anybody's saying it was violent. Of course, I've been insensitive, but certainly I've never been forceful in any of my relationships. All of what I've had has been consensual.
He was good until the end. He was good until the end.
That end part right there, that's an admission of guilt. He was like, look, there's a difference in the word rape. Jumping out a bush and, holding somebody down, two different kinds. Yeah, he was good until the end.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Like at 2:09, I was like,
Yeah, he's guilty. Was he living in Taiwan with the other rapists over there? Little pedophiles
I forgot where he's at. It's some non-extradited country, so they can't pull him. So, and he lost hella weight, so he's like full Buddhist now. He's like full Buddhist. So, and that's probably how. Not gonna lie, that's probably how he beat the polygraph. Like, cause he's so at one with himself. Like,
you heard what he said. Like, what if I believe that?
Yeah.
Like, so my friend, his wife is the state's attorney for a county here. I don't want to say which one because then they'll know who. But he said, if you ever get questioned and they say, were you doing 70 or in the 60? I believe that to be accurate. The answer is always, I believe that to be accurate, because your definition of what your perception of what accuracy is might be different from theirs. I believe I was only going 60. I believe that to be accurate. Right?
Okay.
So it's like, that's the easiest way to get yourself out of something. Do you believe that you were violent? No, I believe that I was, maybe I was mean, but I wasn't violent. I believe that to be accurate. Do you believe that statement? Yes, I believe it to be accurate.
Yeah, because he was like being pushy.
Exactly what he just said.
Being pushy is different than pushing somebody. Like,
right. Was I not nice? Yeah, I was not nice. Okay, what does that mean to you? Because they're saying that you were aggressive. I don't believe, in my eyes, it's not aggressive. It was just, maybe I was, in a rush and they just took it as aggressive or whatever.
Yeah.
He's guilty. That whole thing did him no justice.
Yeah. But, there's always another part to it. But, yeah, that last part looked wild. Like,
I was like, man, he's making some sense here and there. But then even what he said, like you said, the being a Buddhist or whatever, he said, what if he really does he's got it figured out with his subconscious. If I believe that to be true, then I can force myself to believe it. And then when I say it, my subconscious doesn't get me, because he said, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
You know why he don't believe it? Because he's done it.
Yeah, yeah.
He knows it's not true.
Yeah. And I think he paid his dues with his ex-wife, because literally he handed her like all the companies. So he knew he was wrong with her. So he paid his dues with her. But yeah, like, I don't know what happened to it. There was supposed to be a documentary coming out about him on HBO, and it never came out. It was like all the women that worked at Def Jam had like things to say about him.
Wherever he's at, he's in a non-extradition country, because that's why he's doing the interview. Because he's like, look, can't come get me.
All them fucking crickets and shit.
My man looking like he's living in the woods. He ain't got no filet mignon no more. He's got like flaming grasshoppers and crickets.
Yeah, and all he does is just collect the checks from the percentages of the rest of the companies he has. So, and that man brought us. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have LL Cool J and none of that, man. Like, which is insane. So,
which makes you also think, like, what has he seen?
Yeah.
What is James seen?
Yeah, absolutely.
because you can't tell me he ain't been in a room at one of those Def Jam or whatever those parties they had going on, and he ain't see some stuff.
Reverend, why you become a reverend all of a sudden?
Right. You know I mean? Like I said a couple episodes ago on another one, like one of my clients' daughter is a famous singer, and he tells me stories of all the stuff he sees. Yeah. And this is a guy just boasting to me, who's a nobody, about Hollywood parties and stuff he's seen and stuff that's been offered to him for his daughter. Like, yeah,
man. Yeah, a mutual friend of ours that lives in California. He says it all the time. Like, it's just weird out there, and it's so ingrained in the culture.
But it's like it's a norm out there. It's weird to us, absolutely. But it's norm there.
Right. So I guess that answers my question from before. Like, why are people outraged? Like, they're not used to seeing something like this, which is, I don't know, man. Because like, even with like R. Kelly, Trey Songz, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me, Diddy, everybody, like, we seen it, but we couldn't prove it. So it wasn't like we just like pushed the shit to the side. We couldn't fucking prove that these niggas did shit. Then when the R. Kelly documentary finally came out, and they're talking about, Aaliyah, we knew Aaliyah. Well, we heard that Aaliyah forged her birth certificate so she can get married, but to actually see it was wild. You know what I mean? Like the truth was even stranger than the rumors and shit. So yeah, man. And then I don't fucking know. I really don't, man. Like I would hate to believe that some of these people are really that big of a monsters, but it's looking true, man. Like,
so why ain't J-Lo coming out saying he's a nice guy?
She's not saying he's a bad guy.
She ain't saying nothing, which is just as bad.
Yeah. I saw something today actually on YouTube. Nick Cannon was talking about when he first started talking to Jay-Z on a one-to-one basis. He was asking like, how old was Foxy in the studio? And he was like, oh yeah, she was like 15. And he's like, nothing happened to her. You just had a 15-year-old girl in the studio by herself. And he said, like, Jay started sidestepping questions. So he was like, he looked at Jay, wow, like, the fuck? So I don't know, man. But we also grew up in that time also where the older people would pick up the girls from the high school. Like, that was normal for us,
Yeah. But what was normal 25 years ago ain't normal now. People try to like.
But also 100 years ago, that was normal. Like 30-year-old men was marrying 12-year-old women, and not by any means am I condoning that anybody who's listening, because I don't want y'all to write me and say I'm a wild ass nigga. But I'm just saying that's what it was.
Oh yeah, so, it was like that in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. Your grandparents, like most people's grandparents, your grandfather is 70 and your grandmother's like 59,
right,
or whatever the case might be. There's always, when your grandfather was like 23, 24, 25, she was like 17.
Yeah. My grandmother had my uncle at 13. His dad was in his 20s. That's just reality, people. I don't know what to tell y'all. It's not right. No matter how many, what Alabama or Mississippi say, if they have like the right state of mind, they can do it. It's not right. A child is still a child.
I watched this video of, it was an Indian wedding, Pakistan guy or whatever, and he was 30s or whatever, close to 40, married a 12-year-old, and then took her to the room to consummate the wedding. She ran out, and then like he went ballistic, and then they were trying to calm him down, and then he got his gun. He was like, I'm just going to kill her.
Right.
Like, she's 12 years old.
Yeah, man. Like at my former school, there was a girl there. She was like 9. She looked like she was in high school. Like, I thought she was a teacher when I first got there. It was like, no, that's a student. Like, but if you talk to her, She talks like a child. She thinks like a child. You know what I'm saying? She just happened to grow faster than everybody else in the fucking building. So, yeah, man. I don't fucking know, man. This shit's wild. You asked for the Epstein list. This might be part of that, man. This might be like a piece of that paper, man. Like,
I'm sure there's a dotted line or a tree that connects.
Yeah.
That can go back to the
Yeah. But Diddy, we knew Diddy was weird. We just didn't know to the extent of the weirdness. You know?
I wouldn't even say weird, he creep.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But what do you think about the people that, like the former artists that are coming out now? Because this is like people, like random people that was on Bad Boy that's starting to talk about him now. You think they just riding the wave, or they really want to get it off their chest?
I think they just want to get it off their chest to prove maybe, there was something in before where they couldn't talk about it, or like, I don't want to say NDA or something like that, but why keep your silence for so long? Because these are the same people that I'm willing to believe, because again, you're not seeing the big names come out.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the people that were close to him come out, because when they come out, then the eyes go on you. Because the first thing they're going to say, if Mary or May says, I saw it, people are going to say, why didn't you report it?
Right.
Why didn't you say something? So now you got this nobody person coming out. It's like, hey, I just happened to be around. They were throwing crumbs at me, whatever. And I just happened to see something I wasn't supposed to. Like the guy who accused Will of, getting thrown over the sofa. You know, what's that guy got to lose? Like, I believe he saw something.
His friendship with Will,
bro.
They've been friends just as long as you and I've been friends.
Okay, well, apparently he ain't scared to lose that, because he's saying what he saw.
I don't think that's true.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm telling you this flat out. If it comes out that all this stuff is true and more stuff comes out, Diddy's the type, he ain't going to jail.
No, not at all.
He's going to take his own life. Like, I guarantee you he commits suicide or something. He ain't going to jail with all that power to go from being on top and having that power to being in there and being told what to do. And
I think he'll go. I think he'll pull a Russell. I don't think he'll take his life. Yeah, he'll go to some country that they can't come get him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But again, if they shook down R. Kelly for lunch money when he got there, what do you think they're going to do to Diddy?
Yeah. So, okay. So I was taught that if you did something, you didn't bring attention to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if you committed a crime, or you got away with something, you don't showboat and be like, brazen as he is. I'm not gonna say was, because he still is that way. So if he did any of this, why would he be so outlandish with his activities?
Look at it. Like, look at the videos they posted with Cassie underneath the blanket on the floor, and he's filming her. Like, come on, get up. What are you doing? Like, the man was comfortable with what he learned. He was comfortable with his power. It's one of those things where, again, that's why he can't go to jail, because he doesn't have that power. And it's been so long. You live that life with all, doing what you want, saying what you want, eating what you want, all that stuff. Like, Suge Knight's always been a scum. Like, he's always been a guy from the streets. So, like, whether he was eating a filet mignon, he still lived like he was from the streets.
Yeah.
Where Diddy is filet mignon and forgot about, like, the streets. He doesn't know what to do in the streets no more. He might say he's a street guy. He's not.
I don't know, man.
Diddy going to be somebody's girlfriend in jail.
Did they say who else was in there? Like, who? Cause it said gang rape. Like, they said.
Yeah, they named both names. Yeah. One is his current. I think it's his current manager or some guy that does something for him, and there's another guy. But they named both names.
Oh, they're the fall people. They're gonna take the fall. I'm like, he wasn't there. They're gonna he wasn't there at all.
Yeah, but look, if they got a family, like,
he gonna take care of their family.
Man, I wouldn't trust Diddy to do anything.
Yeah, he didn't take care of Shine, but he would take care of them.
I'd be like, look, I want my shit up front, my family up front. Like, before I talk to any lawyer, like, I want 20, 30, 40 million up front for my family.
Yeah.
Because he's the type to be like, all right, yeah, you take the fall, you go to jail, and then they're like, man, you keep your family good. They eat this week.
Right.
Man, don't be sending them no Boston market and be like, oh, that's good.
Yeah,
you might not. You might even know the people.
Sex trafficking. 11th grader. Good gracious. And the same lawyers that's representing Cassie is representing the 17.
Oh, of course. Because they knew, like, oh, Cassie got 40, 50, 60 million, whatever it was. Oh, we about to get paid too. Let's get that same lawyer's number.
Oh, hold up. Okay. Yeah. Harv Pierre. Harv Pierre been around since Biggie was around.
Yeah, and so again, that's one of those people that imagine the stories he could tell.
Right. Matter of fact, in the Craig Mack video, Flavor in Your Ear, the first one, the dude talking like, hey, Craig Mack hit him with that old futuristic. That's Harv. That's how long he's been around. Yo, that's crazy. And they smart. They getting Bad Boy as a company.
Yeah.
Daddy's House. Oh yeah, they taking all the money.
So again, like I sent you that video where the lady was talking about, like, if you sue the businesses,
yeah,
because there's a lot more money involved because of insurance companies than if you just sue the individual.
Yeah, Diddy's going to settle. He's going to settle. He's not going to jail for none of this. He's going to settle. They're going to hit him because I think all those are civils. Those are none of them are regular. Yeah, he's going to settle. He's not going to court. He's going to bounce out of there and like, hey, this is all a lie. But for your hardship that you think you went through, here, take this. That's what's going to happen.
Again, the more he pays, this is a Michael Jackson thing all over again.
But it came out that Michael Jackson didn't do it. Like the boy came out and said Michael didn't do it. He just waited till Michael died.
So that was one out of 20.
Yeah, but that was the main one that everybody was holding for. Like it was like
all it takes is me to accuse you of something, and then knowing that like you did it to somebody else but not me. Whether I tell the truth or not, it's going to unravel that whole ball of yarn to somebody else. So again, Michael went through all that stuff. Look,
they demonized Michael, and then when he died, it was like he's like, "Nah, he ain't do it." My mom made me say that.
Hey, look, I think Michael did some stuff.
I don't think Michael did anything. That out of everybody, I think Michael didn't do anything. I think Michael was just a big ass kid. That's it,
bro. If you get locked up, they got something on you enough to put you in those cuffs.
Yeah.
Right now, Diddy ain't been locked up, So
that's what I'm saying.
Who got locked up? Michael Jackson, R. Kelly.
He ain't get locked up.
Who?
He just went to court. He ain't get locked up, dude.
Yeah, they booked him. Like if you look in LA County Jail,
he took a mugshot. Yeah, no. You
don't take mugshots unless you get booked,
bro. We both got mugshots, bro,
and I've been booked. You don't just walk in there and be like, yo, let me smile for the camera. Nope.
Yeah.
They have to officially charge you with something.
Right. Because they think they have something. Then you go to court. He bail out, go to court. They say, nah.
But my point is, when you go to a prosecutor, they don't approve an arrest unless they say, we have enough evidence to go forward with this.
Or they believe they have enough.
Or they believe, it might not be enough in the juror's eyes, but they believe that if they go, they're not going to look like idiots with egg on their face and be like, oh, we wrongfully arrested this guy. So there's some type of evidence that they would have to say, hey, we believe this is good enough to help get us a conviction. Now, if you're better than their lawyer, that's to be determined. But
because Michael ain't do a day in jail.
Nope. But again, Look, Uncle Donald, he got booked, right? He got mugshot.
Until they throw him in the he ain't do it until they put him in jail.
I'm with you. He ain't do 5 minutes in jail. He went in.
Yeah.
They took his fingerprints, took his picture. All right, have a nice day.
Exactly.
He ain't never make it to a cell in there.
Right. So, like they can talk all the craziness. They can have all the evidence they think they have. He ain't do it until he goes to jail. And that's how I feel. That's how I felt about OJ. He didn't do it until he went to jail.
OJ knew who did it too.
Yeah, and that's how. Yeah, he's protecting his son.
That's why he was so comfortable in court, because he was like, he in his mind he knew he didn't do it. So it's like, hey, I can toy with these people and be as truthful as possible. And like,
that's why he wrote that book. If I did it, this how because he know what happened.
Says I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how I would have done it.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, so everybody's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but in social media and Black Twitter, they demonize you early.
Like Simmons said, like, hey, who's the judge and the jury here? Like, he ain't never been put in cuffs, but yet everybody thinks he's guilty.
Yeah, but in my best friend voice, if you get accused of something and you fly to a non-extradition company, like. You look wild. That's all.
If you go to one of those countries where they can't bring you back, and they're like, the only way we can touch him is if he flies back into the United States, you look pretty guilty.
Yeah, you look crazy. That's
it's not like you just want to Mexico or you want to wherever, like where they're like, oh, we can just come over there and get you. Nope, you want somewhere where they can't. You're in the middle of the woods right now, in the Amazon rainforest.
So.
Like wherever he lives at, he has a net around his bed because there's so many bugs and other things.
You know he does.
Yep, because he's like, man,
beanbag he's sitting in. Right.
And he's like, this net and this beanbag is better than jail, better than a steel bed and a concrete bench.
And he still had women around him. Like he went live the other day, and he still had women around. They used to be chilling with him.
He probably was flying over to Thailand all the time, getting himself some little sucky.
Yep. So, for me, people, okay, I'm not saying anybody's innocent or guilty. I'm just saying everybody has their day in court. So, if the person did it, you got to show that they did it. That's just how it is. I remember back when I was, not such a good person, not such a Buddhist that I am today. I would tell the cops all the time when they ask me questions, do your fucking job. It's my job to do what I'm supposed to do. It's your job to catch me. If you can't catch me, I don't know what to tell you. Do your fucking job. So I hope they do their job. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they working around the clock. He's public enemy number one.
Mm-hmm.
And bad boy.
Take that.
You're going to take it.
Oh man.
Geez. Well, you saw one last thing on that. You saw 50 posted comments or lyrics from a song where it was like, I took it, I liked it, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So again, these lyrics don't just randomly pop up.
Yeah, I think Biggie even said it in one of the songs. I like them young, fresh, and clean with no hair between. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they in the lyrics, man. They in the lyrics.
Fat Joe and all them come out and be like, I lie in most of my stuff anyway, but some of that stuff ain't lies.
Why are you saying that now?
Yeah.
Bruh. But what about people that tell you, for people who are listening and not watching, best friend is of the Caucasian persuasion, right? When they bring up Elvis and all those older rock and roll stars and the people that marry their cousins and all that good stuff, what do you say to that?
It's the same thing, like we just talked about. The problem with it is, and we're not condoning it, but we just talked about it, like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. That's all it was back then. Whether you're a white, you're black, you're whatever, like that's what the culture was in America. Like you go out, you find yourself a young, hot woman that you thought was hot. You had 7 kids with her, and you went out and worked while she stayed home and took care of the kids. That was life back in the 50s and the 60s and all that stuff. You know,
you get fed up when they bring Elvis up? I know everybody bring Elvis up too.
Nah. Again, it's the same thing. There's no difference in what Russell Simmons did versus what Elvis did.
Okay.
Right? There's no difference in what Elvis did and what R. Kelly did. You know?
Yeah.
And now when R. Kelly did it with Aaliyah, it was a different time. So people frowned upon it more.
Was like, see, that the thing with R. Kelly was, he was throwing it in our face at that point. Like, they was wearing like matching outfits. You know what I mean? It was doing all that. Like, it was like, here, you're gonna see this. I know I'm doing wrong. Here, like, at least Elvis like kept Priscilla out of the way. Like, you didn't hear, you didn't see Priscilla until it was time to see Priscilla. Like, he had
right. And I wouldn't be surprised. Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I'm sure Elvis's parents probably weren't close in age either. You know, I'm sure there was a couple years age difference in them when they got together, whatever the case may be. But that was it. Like, kids were in high school getting married back then. Like, you know, 16, 17 years old getting married. That was a norm back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, as time went on, people were like, oh, you don't get married till you're in your 20s and, you know, early 20s, mid 20s, whatever. Like, that's the norm. Like, finish high school, do this. You know how many blue collar Americans in our country didn't finish high school in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s because they're out working full-time jobs?
I met somebody yesterday. He dropped out in 9th grade.
I think my dad, he failed the 7th grade like 3 times and dropped out when he finally passed.
Yeah. Eminem failed 9th grade 4 times.
You know, I'm pretty sure neither one of my grandfathers got a high school diploma.
So Elvis' parents are 4 years apart, but his mom was 21 and his dad was 17 when they got married.
Okay. So again, does that make it any better?
He lied to the court and told him that he was 18 so they can get married.
Yeah, and that's how it was.
So yeah.
Like, come on. Tell me if you didn't find Mrs. Right in high school and you were 17 and she was 19 or 20, whatever is 19, 20, 21, 2 years, 3 years. As long as she's over 18, that makes it wrong.
Yeah.
And, you know, you wouldn't have lied about your age to get married?
Yeah. But, you know, they have that now. I think, I don't know where, I think it was in Missouri or somewhere. A kid, he was dating a girl. She was 14. He was 17. She turned 15. He turned 18 in high school. They tried to book him for rape because he turned 18 in high school, but they were still dating. So, yeah, like, as soon as you get to 18, like, and then how you going to tell him that he's been with her for a year already that he has to stop?
Right.
So, yeah.
You know, what if your son's 17, his girlfriend's 16, he turns 18, she's still 16, getting ready to turn 17. Now it looks weird.
Right. Then now you gotta tell my son, I gotta tell him, you 18, you can't date her.
Right.
And they've been together for 2 years. And like what are you saying? Like, so.
Yeah, I think there's, you have to look at circumstances like that. And then I think there's also, like Russell Simmons said, there's you got to look at the malicious intent also. Yeah. So if they've been dating since they were 14 and 13, and they grew with each other up, and he just happened to turn 18 while she was still 16 and 11 months, you know, you got to look at that.
Yeah, because then, so like example, me and my son's mom, like I was born in January, she's born in November, so I will be 18 for pretty much the entire year before she catches up with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody could look at her like, yo, why y'all together? You know, what's going on? But, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. If anybody try to book me, because, yo, I'll fucking fight y'all.
But there's a difference between what we're saying versus when you're 24 and she's 16.
Yeah.
When you're 24 or 25 and she's 16 and she's lying to, you know, say, oh, she's 18 to get married, there's a difference. At that point, you're a pedophile.
and then he's having sex with her in the back of the tour bus, and everybody on there knows she's not 18. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
right.
Talking about she's a grown woman. I'm like, no, she's not.
Right.
And these teachers, like this teacher just got booked because
the 13-year-old boy or something.
Yeah. Because the mom was looking for him, thinking he was at lacrosse practice. He wasn't there. She followed the location on his phone. He in the back seat with the teacher at a park. She's 30.
Yeah. It's happening more and more in schools nowadays.
Yeah. Like, not even like, I hate to say it, like, I don't think the younger people should be teachers, bro.
But yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
It happened to two people at junior school last year, two football coaches.
Yeah.
You know, problem is they got these little girls hanging around the team, being team captains or whatever, water bottle girls or whatever. Right. Like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I remember when we was going to school, when I first got here, my English teacher, she was like 22, 23. I was 15. Like, but she looked younger than me. You know what I mean? Like, she was young in the face. Like, so if I saw her in the hallway, I wouldn't have thought that she was a teacher. You know what I mean? Like,
trust me, I was 13 and dating this 19-year-old. Like, I know all about it. Like, she's all strung out on crack right now. So she's looking rough. But
yeah, we all had that, man. Like, I was 14 with an 18-year-old. Like, but how do we stop it? Can we stop it?
Nope. Because everybody's always going to like, oh man, we just got to keep it on down low because people are going to be mad. They're going to say this, you know.
So if we can't stop it, then should we stop being upset?
It's like one of those things. Like, look at all the crime. Let's just take Chicago, Baltimore, the murders and the shootings.
Under 300 this year, sir. Go ahead.
I think even regardless under 300, over 300, it's become such a norm. People are just, we can't stop it, so we ain't even, what do you want to do? We
anticipate it at this point.
Right. It's like, it is what it is. It's the norm.
Yeah.
Right. So Chicago, it's the norm. Like, you go out there, like, get robbed, like, oh, what are you doing in Chicago? You should have stayed home.
Yeah. They say Memorial Day weekend, they tell people stay home.
Right. There's usually like 25, 30 people shot just on the weekend.
They say 4th of July, like, don't even go out. Like, they can't even enjoy fireworks on the 4th of July. They're like, yo, just stay in the house.
That's terrible. You don't know if it's a gunshot or a firework.
Right. So we can't fix it because it's going to keep going. It's not going to change. And then if we can't fix, I think it's at this point it's going to be useless to be upset about it. So I kind of understand 50 making jokes now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at first I couldn't understand it, but why get upset? It's not going to stop. You know, like we said, he's going to walk off of this. Like, somebody else is going to take the fall for this. He's still going to be brother love. He's still going to be doing what he does. He just got a key to the fucking city. Like, nothing's going to change for this man.
And now he's just going to do it in a much more guarded, secret way.
Exactly.
Because you don't stop. Once you've been doing that for 30, 40 years, you don't stop.
Yep. It's like they told me when the Chromebook goes missing, they said don't even disable it anymore. Because when you disable it, we don't know when somebody's using it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they know that you disabled it, they're just going to throw it into bed and we'll never see it again.
Right.
So
I'm about to steal a Chromebook.
I'm trying to tell you.
Like, yo, you ain't getting this back. How many of them high school kids right now got Chromebooks you think are turning them in when they graduate?
I'll give you the number when we get off here. I know the exact number.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, ask him if he still uses his. He's like,
they don't need to. And then now they're talking about giving high school kids regular laptops and not even Chromebooks.
This money being pissed away.
Your money.
Yeah, I know.
All right, man. Give us a SAT question stuff. Oh, hold on. Let me get you. Did I take your graphic off? Oh no, I didn't.
Damn.
There you go.
Fired.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's a good
That's a
edit.
bumpy sack right there.
That's because they shave their hair. The hair growing back in.
Okay, we'll go with that. So again, it's one of those things where sometimes our sack question kind of ties into what we were saying, and a couple things.
And we never plan it, which is crazy.
You never plan it. But some things you said earlier, I wanted to be like, oh, that's going to tie into this about like stuff that you've done or like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As far as when you were talking about the police and doing your job, their job, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I had this question for a couple of weeks now that they've been trying to get an answer to. They want to know what's the biggest L that you've taken.
Biggest L that I've taken?
Yeah, look at that. You thinking like, man.
I don't know if I could say it because a lot of people listen that know like some of the parties involved.
Oh damn, that's a good question. Then if you can't say it,
yeah.
If you can't answer, then this will be the first episode where you say I decline to answer.
Nah, I'm not. I got you. I got two actually. I got two. So one, a girlfriend of mine. I can't be specific at all. A girlfriend of mine. She slept with one of my cousins. Yeah, that was bad. And the other one was while when I moved to Florida. I don't know if you remember that. Like that shit that had to be like 2000. So yeah, I don't think you remember that. When I moved to Florida, I got entangled with the wrong crowd, and I had to spend a summer off the streets. So those are the two biggest L's. How about you, sir?
I don't know.
You punk ass.
No, I'm thinking like, so again, an L is a very subjective term.
It is.
Based off of what people think. Somebody might look at.
But L can be a lesson. Also.
Yeah. Okay, so that we're
like
talking
that first
about
story was a lesson. Like I can't trust everybody.
A lesson. So yeah, so if that's the case, we're not talking about a loss versus a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. So that's why I'm trying to think like, have I taken a loss or have I learned a lesson? So I think the lesson would be probably my divorce.
Okay.
The whole, up, down, left, right, however you look at it, one of those things where it showed me a lot from both sides. A lot of stuff happened. So
yeah, you were going through it. You was definitely going through it.
But you get to, if somebody's being honest about anything that they go through, like I'm the most honest person when it comes to my L's because I'll tell you the good, bad, the ugly. Like, my brother died. I tell my nephews all the time, like, look, you ever want to know something? I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, I'll tell the truth 100% as far as what happened with my stuff and where, whatever. But again, I'm willing to do that. Not every party involved is always willing to tell the truth. A lot of people just tell the stories and say things that show them in a better light or show them as not being the bad person or making themselves to be the victim. But I got receipts.
Yeah.
I still have receipts. I can show, like there's been a lot of stuff that like, people over the last 5-10 years have said, hey, you've been the bad guy. And I've let them say it because at the end of the day, like, what am I going to get arguing back and forth with somebody who has no idea what really happened? But if I wanted to be that bad guy, I can show receipts and be like, look, you heard one side of the story. Here's the truth.
Yeah.
I got nothing to hide or lie about. Like, again, was I perfect? Absolutely not. Was I the greatest? Absolutely not. Was I whatever? Absolutely not. But was I everything that was said? Absolutely not.
Okay.
That's why I said, people, the way I see it is Pablo lies, best friend lies. You know what doesn't lie? Receipts,
Always.
videos, pictures,
Yeah, ask R. Kelly.
emails. Like all those things don't lie,
Yeah.
right? So you can say I lie. People can say you lie. But when I pull out emails and I pull out receipts and I pull out pictures and I pull out videos and I pull out text messages and all this stuff, those things don't lie.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way with one of my exes. Yeah, she was like, cause me and her broke up, and I was trying to get back with her. But in the meantime, I was still just talking to people, and there was this woman that she told me, if you talk to her ever, there's no chance in hell we're getting back together. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't think she would ever find out. Literally, I forgot she had like my email password. Literally, she started pulling shit up, and she replied to the email to me. I was like, the fuck? And she's like, you piece of shit. This, look at this. I was like, and I was caught. Like, I really couldn't say that. I was like,
bro, back in what year was this? Probably 2001, 2002. I opened up a car stereo shop. So I started my first business up there on Veterans Highway in Millersville. And I was running half of the shop out with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, he had a bunch of people in and out. So, like, they were stealing my stuff left and right. So me and him got into it, had words. Then one night, 2004 and a half, about 2005, his shop got broken into, accused me of doing it, whatever the case might be. The police call, and they're like, hey, we got you on camera. And I pulled one of those Tommy moments. I'm like, you know why you don't have me on camera? Because if you did, I flat out told him, I was like, you wouldn't be talking to me on the phone right now.
Right.
I'm like, don't fucking call me. Don't harass me. Don't bother me. I'm not coming to talk to you. Like, I didn't do it. So, like, stop fucking harassing me. So then the owner, the other guy, man, he emails me. He's like, hey, I know you had something to do with this. I'm like, look, this had to be one of your little hood rat boys you have running in and out.
Right.
So we get into it, and I'm like, fuck you. Fuck the police. Take this email to the judge. Tell the judge I said, fuck him. Like, blah, blah, blah. What he did was he went and got a restraining order on me. He took the email to the judge.
Yeah.
So I had to go in front of them, and the judge was like, oh, fuck me, eh? I can't lie about that. It's in an email.
Yeah.
Right? It's facts. It's truth. Mm-hmm. Like, unless he modified an email and said, hey, he made this up. The judge was like, did you say that? Is it in that email? Did it come from this email address? Yep. Okay, I guess I said it then.
Yeah.
So again, it's one of those things, like, you can't put things in emails, you can't put things in text messages because people save it, whether you think they don't or not. Like, I'm always willing to bust out a receipt or two to just say, hey, for 4, 5, 6 years, you told people I'm a bad guy. But look, if this were to come out and I show people this, like, if you saw my Google Drive right now, I guess that's what it's called, Google Drive, whatever that is. Bro, I got videos, I got pictures, I got so much stuff on different things and different people that you like, man, this guy about to write his own documentary on people.
Yeah, your friend that you went to elementary school with, we finally had it out. We finally had our words after all these years. And I told her, I was like, the things you've done since the time I've met you, like, most people would have knocked your head off. Like, and she tried to say, what are you talking about? And I was like, we're not going to play this game. You know what you did. You know what you've done. And then she saw the sincerity in my face, and she was like, all right. And like, she literally, like, just everything just went down. And she was like even teared up, like almost like trying to get like kind of like sympathy off of it. And I was like, yeah, man. Like,
I'll be the first to tell you, man. My daughter's mom, man, when we were together, man, like she slept with half the neighborhood, my cousin, my brother, like everybody. Like, There's so much stuff on her, man. Like, terrible. But yet she tell everybody she's the nicest, greatest person in the world. Like,
Yeah,
even
I
to this
remember
day,
those. I remember those late night text messages from you, bro. I know.
to this day, she act like she never did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Last time I seen her,
and I still bend over. And again, for these people that do me dirty,
yep.
I bend over backwards and I help them. Like, I helped her get a job.
Yeah.
You know, making $27 an hour. I put my neck on the line, my word. You know, like
Let
all
me get a
of them.
job.
Bro, like everybody who's ever, talked smack and, kicked dirt on my name, every time they needed something, I'm the first person they call for help. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm not petty. Like, great. I'll help you out, whatever. But just remember this when you talk shit about me the next time.
I tell people that all the time about you. Because people only see the show. They don't know you. I'm like, you have no idea who that man is. Like, that man fed me. And I ain't talking about like a meal. That man filled up my refrigerator because I didn't have the money to put food in my refrigerator. He literally, and he told me, don't even get cheap food. He said, go get the real food and fill up your refrigerator. So I tell people all the time, like, you can never say anything bad about him. Because if you do, I'm going to knock you on your ass.
Every year, like, I'm feeding 40, 50, 60 families for Christmas. Every year I call the local elementary school. My son don't even go to that school, like Sunset Elementary. My son don't even go there. I'm calling there saying, hey, how many kids can I feed,
right,
that can't get lunches? Like, all the stuff that I do on the side and like on the download that people don't know about, because I don't walk around bragging like, hey, I just fed 100 kids or I just did this, whatever the case might be. People will throw dirt on my name left and right, but they won't ever say, hey, he takes pride in feeding like these people or this person or helps this person or helps that person. They don't care about that. They just care about what they want people to perceive you to be.
And that's how I am. Like sometimes I don't have it, but I'll spend the time, like I'll see a kid playing basketball by himself. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being out there by myself, like, I wish I had somebody to play ball with. Like, I'll go play basketball with them, or I'll get the kids together. I'll be that old person that we used to have just to throw the football around with. Like, I got they call them kudos at my new school, like, just for doing a good job. And on it says he played basketball with one of the students, and they really appreciate it. That right there, I'm good for that's my year right there. Like, I'm fucking ecstatic. You know what I mean? Because she didn't look like she was having fun. She didn't look like she was having fun, but that note said she enjoyed it and she appreciated it. And then, the teachers in the school, because the school's small, it's like, how does all the kids know you by, like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't talk to everybody. Everybody just says hi. So, yeah, man, like, I do my thing. I try to change, make a difference in somebody's life, but not everybody gonna like it.
Junior tell you, like, there's been times I'm like, I've taken kids that, like, parents ain't know how to play ball. I've taken them up to the park and try, practice with them. Or we've won here to practice with other people's kids because they're like, oh, your son's so good. Can you come help my son? Or, I just had somebody who said, hey, they tagged me on Facebook. They were like, I can't find football pads. I don't have the money to buy football pads for my kid. Can anybody help? 2 of the parents tagged me because they know I'm always looking to try to help somebody, right? So these other parents outside of here, like, say, hey, Mike Stewart's the man, always looking to help somebody. But the people in your own circle, they're the last ones to defend you.
You're the most famous motherfucker in that area, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, the way I am here, that's how you are down there. Like, everybody knows you. Like, literally everybody knows you, man. Like, I'm like, I feel proud. I'm like, that's my best friend right there, right?
Like, even for homecoming, like for their dinner bowl, like the school posted a thing like looking for somebody to help create and design a logo for the annual dinner bowl. I had like 10 parents tag me like Mike Stewart.
Yeah.
They were like, look, we can't really pay you,
right,
or whatever. We just need some help so we can make some money off of this. To help the school. I didn't charge them anything. Like, I did it, and I'm like, look, this helps my son. Like, because whatever money you make is going to go to the school, which is going to help support my son.
Exactly.
And those kids that don't have anything.
Yeah. And it feels good, man. Like people do that for me. Like yeah, you know, I need somebody who have like somebody called me the other day. Like they're from New Jersey and they're doing something down here and they needed microphones and a camera. And like everybody started tagging me. Like I'm probably like one of the smallest studios in Baltimore where everybody was tagging me. Like, yeah, you know, George will help you, man. Like George will help you out. Like he'll give you the microphone. Just don't do him dirty because we know who you are. Like so. Yeah, man, you do right, it come back, man. Like, but
I try.
Not everybody gonna like us.
Trust me, it's not.
Like, I'm pretty sure somebody at the live show didn't like us.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? They paid the ticket. They ain't like us. You know.
Right. I'm sure they didn't like me.
Nah, everybody loves you, man. They just don't understand you. That's all. They don't get it.
That's the problem. People don't understand me. It's not their job to understand me.
It's not.
And you know, I've had so many girls be like, I just don't get you. I don't understand you. And you know, I tell them, good. I don't want you to understand me. I don't want you to get me. Like it's none of your business or your job to understand me or know me. Like they're like, well, we never know like what's going on with you. It's good.
See,
you know, I do my thing.
Now you're being sneaky.
That's what they say. You're being sneaky. No, I do my thing, right? You know, like I do my little stuff on the side and help people out. Like you don't need to know that. Like just think that I'm a jerk. That's what most people think. I'm a jerk.
Yeah, I'm mean, so I get it. Yeah,
everybody says I'm mean or I'm a jerk. Yeah. Great.
Like you don't talk. You're mean. You smile sometimes. Like I smile all the time. I smile way more than I'm supposed to. So yeah, that's cool, man. Any last words for the people?
I'm mean. I'm a jerk.
Me too.
That's just me.
Did he do it?
Did he do it?
Did he do it?
That's the $1 million question. That
Russ
should be the title.
Russ definitely.
He definitely did it.
Yeah, I was mad at that. Russ did it, and Russ is the reason why I'm a Buddhist. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
I saw him talking about Buddhism when I was going through it, and that made me even read the books about it. So
I wouldn't be telling people after that video came out.
Buddhism and what he doing is totally different. I don't know what's going on.
He practices Buddhism.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, thank y'all for listening, man. Thank y'all for watching. Sorry we took a break, holidays and all that good stuff. And then best friend told me before we started, since we're so busy, if I don't say nothing, he won't say nothing. How toxic is fucking that?
That's how. Trust me. Again, like I was doing some stuff tonight. Again with the tree, getting up, because we ran out of lights. So me and Junior had to run to Home Depot last night, and all late get some lights, and we had to run to Walmart and everything. And then Junior tripped over a damn box and knocked over a whole display thing in the middle of Walmart. And then some girl that knows him that goes to school with him was like, "Michael, really?" And he was like, "You might want to clean that up." I'm like, that was real dickish. Yeah, so that's what we were doing tonight. We were trying to, finish up from last night. I'm like, look, but you said that earlier. I was like, if he don't send, it's okay with me.
So if you don't see an episode, apparently it's my fault.
Hey, I don't have access to any of this stuff.
You can. I'll see you the passwords and everything.
No, I'm good. What I don't know can incriminate neither one of us.
There you go. See? Did he do it? Oh man. So yeah, man, you're not trash. You're somebody's treasure. And you're not a hoe. They're just hating because you having fun, man. And that's word of the mundo. And until next time, see you, man.